on this cruise. So we've just walked 2.4k at the moment from the ship, but I've come somewhere quiet and I thought I'd do a live about Halifax. We're not in Halifax at the moment, but we were a couple of days ago. Now Halifax is in Nova Scotia in Canada, and it was lovely. It was a really, really nice city. It was it's obviously like a harbour city. It's built around a big harbour. It's on the Atlantic Ocean. It was really lovely. There was a long boardwalk that we walked along. We docked right at the end. So well, actually we didn't dock, I lie. We were tendered in. So there was other ships there. So Enchanted Princess was there, Silver Shadow was there, and Viking Polaris was there. So they all had berths. And then we dropped anchor in the bay, and then we're tendered in. It's quite a short tender. It's nice across the harbour there, and also it was lovely to get pictures of the other ships. So then we were dropped off where Viking Polaris right at the end was berthed. We then, I think there were shuttle buses. People seem to be waiting for buses, but we decided to walk along the boardwalk into town. And yeah, it was a lovely walk, really nice, along the waterfront, the harbour front. There's lots of wharfs. There's lots of places that you can stop and sit, benches, lots of the colourful Canadian deck chairs. There was even hammocks. You got in a hammock, didn't you? Like public hammocks for everyone to use. We then, what did we do? Oh, I had booked a boat trip. So we booked an eco boat trip. It was an electric boat, a very old boat. Actually, it's history. I think I said on my other live, but I stopped that because there was lots of people around. But I need to get over the fear of lots of people being around when I YouTube live. Live I'm on Instagram. No, YouTube. So I had booked an electric boat ride around the harbour, and it was lovely. And this little boat, its history was, it used to be a steamboat, was it? Steamboat. It was only a little boat, but it used to be a steamboat on the River Thames back in London, where we live. So that was quite sweet. And I booked it directly with the company. So they were on, I think, Vieta and Get Your Guide, but I'd searched for them directly for an FAQ, I think, of where they were based, because it's not so clear on Get Your Guide and Vieta where you're supposed to meet for them. So I went directly with the company, and I think that's probably better. They don't have to give a percentage of their credit or whatever to another company. So I went directly with the company. It's a little company in Halifax, and yeah, booked. It says a maximum of 8 people on the boat, and it went for an hour. And it was nice. It was very sedate, very chilled. There was a double seat on the back outside, so we sat on there and just chilled and watched. And the day was pretty much like today, beautiful sunshine, but cold. It's not warm. I mean, it's not cold, but it's crisp. There's a crisp wind. It's not like sun lounging. Well, it's sun lounging weather if you're in the sun, but with SPF on, be safe. But yeah, it was lovely. It was a really nice little trip. I can't remember how much it cost. I think it was about £40 each. There's a little booth on the front that you'll be able to book on the day if you just turn up. They had a list of availability, and there was quite a bit of availability, but I guess we're coming to I think October is quite a popular season for New England and Canada cruises. But yeah, no, it was really good. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it for like a couple or a group of you. Probably not so good for kids. I think they'd get a bit bored on it. But it was a really cute little ship. But the next boat trip we did, wow, that's for kids. Kids and big kids alike. We're probably big kids. The next one we did was an amphibious vehicle. So I booked it on the day on a whim. I wouldn't usually book like 2 boat trips. I mean, technically with the tenders, we did 4 boat trips that day. I wouldn't typically book 2 boat trips in the same place, but it looked so much fun. I was like, we're on holiday, let's do this. So we booked the amphibious vehicle, and did he say they were used in the Vietnam War? Yeah, they were used in the Vietnam War. So it's quite cute. When we go on amphibious vehicles, sort of Europe way, they're used in the Second World War. But these ones had been used in the Vietnam War, and then they'd refurbished them and used them as tour buses. So they're, you know, that you see in a lot of cities, these tour buses that drive around on the road and take you around the city or the town, and then at a certain point they suddenly go whoosh into the river. Oh, it was so much fun. It's a great one for kids and big kids, like I say. So I booked this online with them directly as well. And Ambassador Tours, I think it's something like that in Halifax. And basically it's called the Harbour Hopper. It's a bit, I mean, there's no hop on, hop off about it. You get on it near the harbour front. And there's a booth for this as well that you can book it on the day. And we did book it on the day, but I booked it online. And there were loads of times, because it's so popular. And when you're going on boat trips on other things on the harbour, or you're just walking along the harbour front, you'll see it lots going past. And it was great fun, and we had a lovely tour guide and a driver, and it was comfortable. Like, he was going on how there was no suspension, but it didn't feel like it. It was quite comfortable. And we went all around. We went up to the Citadel and the fort they've got there. Didn't think it would go up the hills, but it zoomed up the hills, no problem. And then what did we do then? We went round that. We went up and down the streets, looking at churches, looking at the harbour. And then further along on the harbour front, we went whoosh into the river, and that was great fun. He was like, the only question I've got for you this whole tour is if you want a big splash or a little splash. And everyone was like, big splash. And in we went. Luckily we didn't get wet, but I mean, it was a warm day. We were prepared to get wet. He did say, I think the first 2 or 3 rows might get a little wet. We were not in those rows, but no one got wet. I don't think that I saw. But it was good fun. We did have a big splash. And then you potter around the harbour on this amphibious vehicle. And then you get out, same place. That has been a problem, another European one, not a problem, but, you know, it feels more like a heave up the hill. But this was great. The vehicle was amazing, just out the water. And then took us back to where we started. It was about 50 minutes long, and I think that was about £45 each. Yeah, it was good. And when I booked it, there was the choice of doing the tip then, which I guess the people that did it don't get, but we don't have any Canadian cash with us, and we didn't really, other than tips, need for any. So next time I definitely would bring a bit for tips. So we have tip, but usually with US dollars instead, and kind of go, sorry, it's US dollars, not Canadian. But yeah, money is money, really, isn't it? Yeah, so Halifax was great. Oh, we also had a BeaverTail. So we'd got off early in Halifax. Well, not that early, but I think our boat ride was 12:30. But we got off quite a bit before that and went for walks along the harbour front. And then between boat trips, we had a BeaverTail. Now, I don't have a sweet tooth, but I wanted to try a BeaverTail, and we decided we'd have one for lunch. Now, there's so many options of them, and they're actually, I'm more a savoury girl, but there were savoury options like poutine and on a BeaverTail and stuff. But I thought the BeaverTail, the actual base of the pastry, is sweet. I didn't think I wanted poutine and bacon and stuff on top of that. So we both had an apple pie and caramel BeaverTail. Oh, it was delicious. Sticky and sweet, but really delicious. I would advise you to try one. Maybe share one, because it was so sweet, I think, and they're quite big. We had one from BeaverTails. I think it's like a chain. I imagine there must be local places that do them as well. Probably even better because they're not a chain. But yeah, I highly recommend, if you're in Canada, you try a BeaverTail, just the one, because it might send you into a hyperglycemic coma. It's so full of sugar. But it was nice for a treat, and to make sure we walked it off. But yeah, that was Halifax, really. And then we got the tender back to the ship, and then sailed away quite late, about 10 o'clock. No, not that late. I think we were going to be about 10 o'clock, but then the pilot said that they couldn't do a tender operation after 7:30. So the last the last tender was at 7:30, but we got on one a bit earlier. I think after we got back from our boat tour at 4:30, and then we walked back to the ship, and then we got the tender back because there was a destination highlight show of two gentlemen who were playing like sort of Irishy folk music in our show lounge, and yeah, we went to watch that, and it was really great fun. But yeah, it was a brilliant day in Halifax.